In this session, we'll talk about changing file permissions and also hard links and soft links. Changing file permissions. As I've told in the previous session that there is one command called chmod which is used for changing the file permissions, and there are two ways in which this ch command can be used. One is to change the file permissions relatively, and another is in changing the file permissions using absolute values. So I'll summarize what we have covered in relative changing the file permissions is relatively. Here we have seen that there are different types of category operators available. This category can be owner of the file, generally will represented with the help of this letter U. Okay. And another category which is whenever a file is created, okay, there are few permissions given for user, owner, others and group. Okay. So G is for group and O is for others, and A represents all, UGO. And what type of permissions are available? Permissions can be read, write and execute. All these are the permissions which are available. Now if you want to give read permission, then we'll use this symbol. It is for assignment. It is for giving this permission, and minus is used for removing that permission. The problem with chmod command using assigning file permissions relatively is that we need to know what is the existing permissions on a file. Now seeing that, whether we'll decide whether I have to add extra permission to a file or remove a permission from a file. Okay, that is a problem with this command. So we have another way of changing the file permissions using absolute values. Here directly it takes a string of octal numbers, and this octal numbers, these numbers actually represent the file permissions. Okay, let us understand how these numbers are represented and what these numbers means, what kind of permissions given to a file. Now the syntax for this command is chmod, and here we'll use octal number. Okay, each number identifies a permission to a owner, and this number signifies permission to the group, and this number specifies permissions to other. And here we'll give either file name. Here no need to know what are the existing permissions available on a file. Okay, that's what we'll do here. So now let's understand how these numbers are represented. For example, if the chmod command followed by 000, it means you are not interested. It means it's no read or write or execute. There is no permission given to this file. Okay. No read, no write, or no execute. Okay. So it's better we'll draw one table and see the meaning of all these things. So here we'll have read allowed, write allowed or not, execute allowed or not. For the number 0, 0, 0, okay, it means read is not allowed, write is not allowed, execute is also not allowed. 0, 0, 1, read is not allowed, write is not allowed, only execution is allowed. 0, 1, 0, read is not allowed, write is allowed, execute is not allowed. 0, 1, 1, read not allowed, write is allowed and execute is allowed. 1, 0, 0, read is allowed, write is not allowed, execute is not allowed, and 101 means read is allowed but write is not allowed, execute is allowed, and 110 it means read is allowed, write is also allowed, execution is not allowed. Okay, and if you have all ones, okay, then read is allowed, write is allowed, and execute is allowed. Now these are the binary numbers I have represented, and the meaning of every number. If we change them into decimal number, there is something in octal. Okay, I want to change them in decimal numbers, base 10. Now this will become 0. Okay, this is 1. This becomes 2. This 3. This 4. This 5. This 6. And this 7. It means that if I am giving a number 4, it means I want this file to be read only. If I am giving a permission, if I am giving a number 1, it means it's execute and only. Okay. If I am giving 2, it means it's a write only file. The permissions I am giving is write only. Okay. But according to the syntax of chmod command, it takes 3 numbers. One is for owner, and another is for group, and third is for others. So here suppose if I am using chmod, okay, 422 and some file name. When I am using, it means that this file, for owner I want this read only permission, but for a group and others I want only write only permissions. At this point of time, I am just giving an example. What is the meaning behind this write only and read only, we are not concerned about. Just I am talking that how these numbers affects the permission of a file. Here we are using these octal numbers. Now let's see an example and see how we could able to successfully change the permissions of a file using absolute numbers, octal numbers. So here now I will create let's create one directory, okay, practice, and I would like to go into this directory prac. So we don't have anything here, only current directory and the parent directory, that's all. Now here I want to create a file. I want to create a file, file1. Okay. On this file1, I want the above permissions. So I will use chmod command, man chmod. Let's check the syntax. It changed the file mode bits. How does it change? Just now we have discussed. So chmod 422 and file name is file1. Okay. When I hit it, now let us see the attributes of a file. It gives us the information that I want. When we see, yes, of course it's a read only, it's a normal file, but for owner of this group or the user, he will get read only permissions, and remaining groups, remaining group and others will get only write only permissions. Now here we will talk about two security extremes, that can I give to a file all permissions. Okay. I want to give read, write, execute for users, for group and others. Yes. How to give that then? Then we'll use chmod command. Here I want to give all permissions to this. So here I'll use 777 to this file name. Okay. Okay. Can you try writing the same command using assigning relative permissions to a file? The equivalent command could be like this: chmod. Okay. I want to give for all users give read, write, execute followed by file name, or I can also write chmod for user, group, owner, assign, read, write, execute and file name. Okay. But here I have to specify to whom and give all permissions. But it seems to be very easy that just you give number, and the thing is you should know how these numbers are working. For example, you take read, write and execute in this order and write the numbers in geometric progression from right to left, 1, 2, 4. Okay. So whenever you want read only permission, make this bit 1 and remaining bits 0. Then this decimal 4, when you convert, sorry, it's a binary 4, when you convert into decimal you will get 4. Suppose if you want read and execute permissions, I don't want, right? So this is 101, which gives you this logic. Okay, now what happens when I give this? Okay, now here every file, this file will get all permissions. Okay, read, write, execute, read, write, execute, and read, write, execute for this file. It means anybody can read it, write it, and execute it. Anybody can modify. Generally, most of the users don't want to give this kind because they don't want to compromise the security here. Here, it can be modified by anybody. It means this file can be deleted by anybody. But still it is possible for us, a file having these permissions cannot be deleted. There are other ways which we will not discuss right now. So remember, this file permissions can be given only by the owner of this file or the super user, which is the root. Okay. If XYZ is the owner of the file, I cannot go and change that permission. Being an owner of a file, I can only change the permissions of a file, others cannot. But if you give this kind of permissions, then others can modify the contents of your file. So let's see how to give that permissions now. So it's obvious from this listing that our file has read only for owner and write only for groups and others. I want to change the scenario just by using chmod, and I want to give all permissions to file 1. Okay. When I give this, the same command when I list, then here it has given read, write, execute, read, write, execute, read, write, execute. To all groups, all permissions have been given. It means the file can be executed by anybody. Now there is another extreme that I can even assign no permissions to anybody. It means I can give 000 file 1. It means the file which I have created, or the file 1, I don't want anybody to read it, write it or execute it, not even the owner. Then can we delete this kind of file? But of course it is still possible in Linux systems. Okay. So when I again run the command, you see here, I think this kind of permission we are seeing first time so far. Among all the files so far we have listed, this is the first time we are seeing this kind of permissions on a file, which we did manually. So, okay. So this is how chmod command works. Now there are other versions of chmod. For example, you can use this chmod command not only for files, but you can also use this for directories. Whenever you use this for directories, that every file coming will inherit these permissions. Whatever you create inside the directory will get these permissions. But there are few default permissions given to every file and directories, which we will see what are those. Now ch command can be used for directories. So we know that if I use ch command with recursive mode R and star, it means it will apply to all files, but it leaves hidden files. If I want to include hidden files, then we'll use chmod, okay, dot. dot is generally refers to hidden files as well. So it leaves hidden files. Here it considers the hidden files. Now this read, write and execute permissions also has it has different meaning when it is used on directories. For example, let us see here in a table, what do you mean by read on file and what do you mean by read on directory? We'll use different types of permissions. For example, if I am using read, okay, if the permission is read for a file, it means what? Here we will write the type of permission, and if it is for file, it means what? If I am using it for, see, everything in Linux is a file, but directory is a file whose bit is set to 1. That first one bit of this directory is set to 1. That's why it's called directory file. Now, if read means you can read a file, reading a file is allowed, reading on a file is allowed. Or what do you mean by read on a directory? If I am using write, okay, it means I can modify a file. I can read and I can modify a file. Now on directory, write is nothing but you can create a file or a directory inside a directory, or you can remove a file or a directory, or you can rename file or a directory. What do you mean by execute permission? Here it means this is used for on file. It means a file can be executed. File can be executed. Generally, what kind of files we'll execute on shell is script files. It can be other files as well, but all those files which are executable will have execute permission. What do you mean by execute permission on directory? Execute permission on directory means we can find or search the entries. Okay. Here we can list the contents of directories. Read means we can just see the contents of a directory. Okay. But execute means we can do we can find or we can search the entries in a directory, and here generally we will have execute permission on a directory for a specific directory that contains all executable files. Like I want to have a directory which contains all shell scripts which are executable, then I can give execute permission for that file as well. So here you can have a directory that contains executable files as well. Okay. Now whenever we create a file, we will become an owner of a file, and when we become an owner of a file, we can assign the permissions, okay, or we can take the permissions out. Now every file, when it is created, every file in Linux system is associated with a table. Okay, that table contains all the information about a file except the name of a file and the contents of a file. Okay. Name of a file and contents of a file will not be available in that table, and that table will refer it as an inode. So inode is nothing but every file which is created on Linux operating system, okay, will have an inode table associated with that file. It contains generally all the attributes of a file, like for example what type of a file it is, okay, A type of a file can be an ordinary file, can be a directory file or device file, special file, link files, okay. Or it contains, permissions. Okay, it contains, number of links. It also contains information about, user ID, group ID, okay, and it also contains information about timestamps. Inode, actually maintains three different kinds of timestamp. One is what is the last, access time, and what is the last, modified time, and what is the last access time, and what is the last modification time of inode entry itself. Okay. The three different timestamps are used, and we can see all of these timestamps with the help of command. For example, when we use ls option L, it generally gives us timestamp of last modified. When we use ls option L with u, last access time, and ls option LC. So these are the different times which can be shown, which inode table contains, and we can request with the help of this command to see those times. Okay, let us see these three different commands and go ahead. ls option L, it just lists. ls option LU, it gives another timestamp, you see here. But because we have created all the timestamps are same, but few files will have different timestamps. The three different types of timestamps are available. When you see this last modification table here is different. This timestamp is different from timestamp with option LC. And it also contains array of pointers which points to different blocks. As I have told, the contents are actually stored in a block. The if a file is 100 or 2000 bytes, then that contents of the file will be stored in blocks. So for example, if the size of the block is 1024, then for 2000 we need two blocks. Okay, block 1 of size 1024 and another block of size 1024. So these blocks, we need to have a pointer to these blocks, because in order to know that where this file is stored, in order to see the contents of a file, that's why the contents of a file is not in the table, inode table, but the pointers to those blocks are there in the inode table. But then where this file name is stored, file name is generally stored in directories actually. That's why reading is nothing but you want to list you read what are all the files which are available in a directory. Okay, so we'll see few commands. Before we see few commands, I'd like to tell that how can we change the owner of this file. It is also possible to change the owner of the file. Here, who is the owner? The owner of the file is KMIT. And if I want to change the owner of a file, here we need super user prompt, because nobody can change the owner of a file except the super user. So we need to change from user from normal account to administrative account. This we can do with the help of SU, switch user. Then if you know the password of this, just type on the password, you will get hash prompt. This means you are an administrator now. Now here you can use the command change chwon. Okay, let's see the manual page of chwon. OWN, sorry. Okay, change file owner and group. The good point about this command is, okay, we can also change the owner of this file and also to the group to which this owner belongs to, this file belongs to. For example, I have a file. There are actually two groups, for example. one group name is, for example, Genesis, and another group is KMIT, and assume there is one file 1, okay, which is existing in KMIT, and I want to, and the owner of this, for example, user KMIT is the owner also. KMIT is the owner. I want to change the owner. In order to change the owner, I'll use this chown. Okay. Now, presently, who is the owner? KMIT, and I want the owner to be SPIT, for example. SPIT is the owner of the file, and the file name is file1. When I do this, what happens is, now the owner will not be KMIT, but now the owner will be SPIT. This is one way of changing the owner of this file. But now what I want is, I want to change the group. Now I want this file1 to be, the owner is SPIT, okay, but I want this file1 to be a member of this group Genesis, not KMIT. Then I'll use, there is one more command which can be executed on this $prompt, which is change group, chgrp. Let's check the manual page for it. Man chg, yeah, it changes the group ownership. Now group ownership will be changed actually. Group ownership earlier, suppose KMIT, but now I want to change it to Genesis. So I can write it like this, chgrp, okay, Genesis file1. Now it changes now this file1 into this group. The beauty of this command is change owner. You can not only use for changing the owner, but you can also use for changing the group as well. For example, these are requiring two commands. I can accomplish this task even in a single command as like this, own. So owner is SPIT : Genesis space file1. So this command will accomplish the task of these two commands. But provided in order to execute chown, you should be in an administrative account. You cannot be in a $prompt. Okay. So this will shift. Now we'll see about soft links and hard links. I have told that in inode table also maintains link counts. Okay. Now there are two types of links that can be created in Unix systems. One is called hard link, and another is soft link. Soft link is, it's similar to, in Microsoft you have shortcut, icons and all. So in order to understand the difference between them, for example, suppose you have one file, and if I want to create, suppose this is the file contents, this file, and this the name of the file is, for example, file1. So I assume that I have created, for example, I have created file A. I have created a file A. Now here the total number of names for this file is only 1. So when I list ls option L, it gives me only link count to be 1, and there is only one name with which this file can be, you can see the contents of this file. Now suppose if I want to copy this file, suppose if I copied this file, okay, then I'll use this command cp, okay, file A to file B. When I do this, now what happens? The same contents of the file, okay, will be copied, but the name will be different. It means that contents are same. We know that OS doesn't know, because it's thinking that this is another file, because the name is different. Now the problem here is same contents you are storing twice, which is unnecessarily consuming space. Suppose this file is big and I'm having a copy. It is good and also bad. Bad if you don't, if the information is not very important and there are multiple places on a disk the file is stored. It's good if the information is very important for reliability purposes, that if it is lost at one place, then still you can able to access that file from another location. So both we have goods and bads about this. Now assume that I don't want to have the contents of a file twice. Okay, the problem is again consistency. Assume that if this file is present at different places, okay, at 3 different places, file A, file B and file C, the contents are same because I have copied file A in file C also. The problem is whenever I go, assume that this is a phone book. Here I have my friend names and phone numbers. Here also I have friend names and phone numbers because they are the copied versions, name and phone numbers. In file A, suppose I have changed the contact information about one of my friends. Okay. Now this information will not be updated in the remaining, so remaining copies will become stale. What I want is, I want a scenario in which whenever I do modification to this file, then this modification should be reflected in everywhere. It means if I'm accessing this file with this name, I should get this modification, and if I'm accessing the file with this name also, I should get this modification reflected. If I'm accessing this file with this name, then also I should be able to see that modification. Now it is possible only with the help of these links. Okay, you have to create a link. Now how do you create a link? For example, both of this hard link and soft link can be created with the help of command called ln. Okay. Now by default, if you don't use any arguments, it creates a hard link. With some option, then it uses it will create a soft link. We'll understand the difference between this. First let's know what do you mean by a link. And this link information will be stored in your directory, your inode table. So whenever I have created a file, let's see this scenario whether how it is working. Without creating, suppose here I am creating a file called cat file A, and here I am writing my number, for example some number 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, then cat file A, it's giving my number. Now I want to copy CP, okay, file A to file B, CP file A, file C. So when I see all the contents of the files, all these file contents are same because they are the copied versions, but the names are different. Now if I go and change file 1, okay, now we didn't saw the VI editor, but I'm just using this. In next session we'll discuss about VI editor as well. So when I go for file A, here instead of 1 2 3 4 5, okay, I have used some, just I have added a few numbers. Okay, now when I see cat file A, I would able to see that reflection, but when I see cat file B, I didn't see that reflection. Cat file C, the reflection is not there. Why? Because they are actually the copied. It means file A is physically copied into another place, and when I do modification at one place, the modification will not be reflected. I don't want this scenario. If I change one file, then the contents of it means with other names also, when I able to see that file, I should see the modification affected. So for that we'll create a link. Now let's create a hard link to a file. Before we do that, let's remove this file B and file C. So we have only one version of file A. Okay, so let's see file A, and file B, it's not existing. Okay. Now what I will do is, I want to create a link to this file A. ln it creates a link. See here, it makes links between the files. Okay. And observe, when I am doing ls option L, okay, for this, what is the link count? It is 1, because physically, yeah, it's present, there are no links available to this file. Now what I'll do is, I'll create a link ln, okay, file name is file A, and what the link I want to create is, for example, file B. Now when I do this, file B is a link to file A, but there is only one copy residing in the on the store, backing store. Okay. ls option L. Now see here, file A and B, for us it seems to be two different files, but when you see this count, link count, it is still 2. Okay, it's 2 and that is also 2. Now again, when I create ln, okay, for file A, I want to create another link, file C also. So ls option L, it gives what? A, B, C, they are having 3 links. There is only one file available, there is only one copy, but they are having 3 different names. Now, how do you verify? I'll tell you, but just see that. If I want to see the contents of file A, okay, I have got this, and when I see the content of file B, got this. I see the content of file C, got this link. Okay, same contents. Now what do I do is, if I modify file 1, file A for example, I am changing the name. Okay. Some name I have given and one new entry I have added. When I see cat file B, okay, this is reflected, cat file A, I think that was not saved. Let's go vi file A, so it was not reflected, so I'll go in insert mode. Okay. I have just modified this file. When we see cat file A, yeah, we have seen first 2 blank lines and modified version. When we go for cat, file B also, okay, it has same modifications. Cat file C also, it has same modification. Now what happens when I remove one file? For example, the original file was file A. Now I am removing this file A, the original file actually. Okay, when I remove this, but when you check the contents of this file, still we have 2 links, that file B and file C is available. Still I could able to access them with the help of those names, file B and file C. Okay, still they are accessible. Again, when I remove this, file B also, okay, I can see the contents of this file using file C. It means that when you create a hard link, okay, even though the original name by which you have created the file for the first time, if it gets deleted, then also it is possible to access the contents of a file. Okay. But in soft link, it is like a shortcut. It means whenever you create a soft kind of link, then if the original file is destroyed, then you cannot able to see the contents of that file with the help of this soft links. Okay. Now this is the advantage of hard link, that even though the original file is deleted, actually name is deleted, a reference count will be decremented, but whereas in here we can't access if the original file is deleted. Now the good point here is we cannot have hard links to directories here. The problem is this with the hard links, but here we can have soft links for directories as well. Okay. So both of them are having their advantages and disadvantages. Now let's see how to create a soft link now. Now whenever soft link is created, actually the path information is stored. Okay. Now when this path information is stored, in order to make it very faster, now Linux systems are storing this path in their inode table. Okay, so it means the link, soft link is stored in the inode table. Now what I will do is, we have a file called file C. Now here the original file is file C, or let me remove this and show. Remove, or I want to rename this file. Okay, cat file C. Okay, I want to rename. How do I rename? With the help of mv command. Okay, file C to name file A. Okay. When I see there is no file existing with the name file C. Okay. Now I want to create a soft link. Okay, ln, for creating soft link we'll use this option S. Okay, and here we'll give which file name, to which file name you want to create a soft link. This file A, to file A I want to create a soft link by name file B, for example. Okay, now when I have created, now observe carefully, when I have listed this contents of this directory, now see the path is stored here. Okay, file B, it is actually stored in inode table. That's why, because ls option L gives, it reads the contents of inode table and displays to the user. That's what we see here. Now the problem here is, can I create one more link? Okay, let's see. File A, file C also. ls cannot access file C. Oh sorry, ls, it should be ln. Okay, so ln file A, to file A I want to create file C, one more link. Okay, ls option L. Now we have file C. There are 2 coins, but here we have only 1 coin. Now let's see. The problem is, we have created actually a hard link. I want to create actually soft link. We'll remove this file C. Okay, now ls option S, file A to file C. So now it means there is only one soft link possible. Now what I will do is, what happens if I remove soft link? Nothing happens. It becomes an earlier situation where I have created one file and I have not created any link. But what happens if I created the original file? The original file is file A. Now when I have removed file A, okay, now let's see. Okay, so I did a mistake, because we can also see the contents of file A with the help of file B also, that I have not shown, but you can see that it's very obvious that you can check the contents of a file. But now of course file A is not available, but when I want to see the contents of file B also, it is not available because the original file is deleted. To make this point very clear, okay, I'll repeat this exercise. So I have created a file cat file A, and here I have given some number. Okay, now let's create a soft link to file A by name file B. Okay, now when we'll see the directory, it has given the path. Now I want to see the contents of file A, it is displaying. I can also see the contents of file B is displaying. But when I remove original file, then I can't see with the help of this link. Now this link is called broken link now. Now this file B, it's in red color. It's a broken link now because the original file to which it is referring is no more available. Okay. But the good point is we can give the soft link across directories, which is not possible for hard links. Now we can change, as I have told you, that when we give ls option L, it also gives us timestamp. This timestamp, there are 3 different types of timestamps. Okay, we can also change these 3 different types of timestamp with the help of touch command. Okay, if I have written option M, then it is for last modified time, Okay, option A, last access time. If I have not used any command, as we have seen in the previous videos, that by default it changes the default display timestamp. Okay. So now the format is here. I have to give in month, day, her, minute. This is the format. Okay. I have to give. For example, ls option lu is the last access time for file 1. I'll create one file called file A. Okay, cat file A. Now we have this file. Now let's see last access time. Okay. Now this is the time. I can change this timestamp with the help of touch command. Okay, option modified. For example, it's an April, day is 21, hour is some 15:30 for file A. Now when I write ls option lu, okay. Now is it changed for file? I have changed it for file A. Earlier file A timings was this, but now we have changed actually LC time. Yeah, 041135. This is the timestamp we have changed for this file. Here is what we have seen. So like this, I'll just give summary that how to give touch command. There are 3 times available. Touch with just month name, date, hour, minute, and file name you can give. Or you can also use touch command with option M, last modified access time. We saved hour, minute, file name. You can also use this command touch for accessing, for modding the timestamp for last modification to inode table entry. File name. Now when you change with these different formats, you can change. You can see ls option L and ls option lu and ls option LC, which will help you in seeing different timestamps available. I will stop here and continue next session.